Hello, sweet friends. What's up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another makeup video. Listen, not sure what's happening right now, but they're coming at you a little bit fast and furious, at least from what I have posted over the course of this year. So we're going to talk today about the Danessa Myricks Lightwork V palette. I have been super waiting for this palette. If you have been a long-term subscriber on my channel, you know I live for these types of palettes. I have loved the last two she has released, and I was anxiously waiting for this one. So if you're interested in seeing if this palette is right for you, because yes, it is a hefty price tag at $125, but listen, Danessa Myricks, she's just worth it, you know? So let's talk through this palette, see if it's right for you. Let's go through swatches on my skin tone and my husband's deeper skin tone so that you can see how they would look on you. Let's talk through how it works for me. Let's put it on my eyes together. Today's the first day I'm using this palette, which I have very, very high expectations given I absolutely love and am floored by the last two. So we're gonna talk through this. Just stay tuned. So I picked mine up on the Sephora app. I opted not to wait till the sale because it didn't sell out last year, but the year before it did. So, and given that I know I love this palette so much, her Lightwork series, I kind of knew I just didn't want to wait. And I had been waiting right before the release of this palette. We were at Disney World and I had taken the one from last year. I used it and people were like, what are you wearing on your eyes? So it made me super excited for it even more that this was releasing. So this is the Lightwork Volume 5. You get 10 pans of product. So you get 18 shades total, but 10 at 1 gram for 0.035 ounces, 8 at 1.1 grams at 0.38 ounces for a total of 18.8 grams of product or 0.66 ounces. This is, ironically, I was actually surprised it's made in China. But anyways, so there's that. And then it has a 12-month shelf life, which I feel like more often than not these days I'm seeing 24-month shelf life. So I kind of would have liked to see that because I keep certain palettes for a very long time. As far as the description on the back, it says travel vertically or across the rows to explore these 18 eclectic ethereal toppers, bold shifters, and grounding shimmers to reveal all the diverse stories of you. How to do it, you press and play. And so I find that to be true of her shades in these palettes and also her infinite chrome flakes that people have a love-hate relationship with. You really do have to just kind of press in, just not sweep, because it almost is like you take away from the experience, from the pack-a-punch factor. So press and play using a finger or brush, we'll talk about that, to build soft or high intensity looks. Listen, with what's going on in this palette, I don't know there's a whole lot of soft, but okay. So that's that, just so that you know, based on the, and I took this off of the description in the Sephora website, but you do get 6 different types of finishes in here. It's a lot. You get Heavenly Halos, Fusion Flakes, Silk Press Shifters, which I will step back and say that is one thing these palettes are known for, is their multi-dimension aspect. Some of them are kind of like duochrome. Some of them go into triochrome. Like, it's multi-dimensional here in this palette. You get Whipped Powder Shifters, Molten Metals, which I love, and Cushion Chromes. So there is a lot happening in this palette, just, obviously. So let's go into the details. I love the packaging. I think it's different. Last year was purple. I can't remember. I think the year before's was just straight up black. And now she's got something different going on, this marbled textured look, which I like very much. And then this is like a little metal plaque over top, which is nice. So going into it now, I'm going to tell you, it does come with the little, plastic thing with shade names, but the shade names are also on the palette itself. The focus of this palette is I am, and you do have the mirror, and it's like, I am resilient, I am radiant, I am centered, I am protected. Anyways, so that's what they're broken out into as far as shade names, and then each one has a category of grounding energy, bold energy, and soft energy. I mean, that, I don't know, I don't get into all that, but anyways. So this is incredibly mesmerizing. I love that this year she did something different with this middle row, which last year the middle row was something different as well. It was 2 Infinite Chrome Flake in pan form, and then a couple of shades for which you activate with water, which those are the ones I use the least. But I love that she did split pans here so that we can get even more. These are so incredible. I love, we're gonna go through this in the demo, but I love that these feel thick. Some of these feel thick to the touch, which to me, with a Danessa Myrics shade, means there's gonna be a lot of packing a punch in that shade. So let's go through some swatches together, and we'll just do it real time. It's totally fine. So I'm gonna start with the top row. And now granted, today's the first day I'm using this palette. And so, ooh, that one's nice. So I haven't used all the shades, obviously. We're doing this review without having used them all. But let me go ahead and, what time is it? Okay. Got a few minutes before I have to head out the door. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so pretty. Those are the first 4. Okay, then let's move on to the next 4. I'm gonna skip the middle row for now. Let's go down to the bottom row. Wow. Like I said, her formula usually, oh my gosh. This is what I mean. Look how, I mean, multi-dimensional. I see brown, I see red, I see orange, I see purple, I see just so much. Okay. And again, these can feel thick. I very much like that. There's a lot happening there on that shade right there. Those are the next 4. Next 4, with these 2 being the first of those 2, or the first of those split pans. These are incredible. Oof. Now, these 2 just straight up look, they're not like multi-dimensional. What I'm seeing in the pan is what I'm getting just, you know, for face value on the skin. So that's that. Same thing with this one. This one actually looks a little bit different in the pan. It almost looks like a turquoise kind of blue. I guess that's the shift to it though, because in some light it does look darker. But anyways, so that's the first split pan. Let me grab the rest. I think these split pans are my very favorite. They are incredible. This one is what I'm wearing on my lid, and you'll see that in the demo, but oh my gosh. Wow. These split pans are incredible. I feel like the palette was worth it for that row in and of itself, but that looks very red. But what's crazy is in different lights, it looks very green, it looks brown. It's just all around mesmerizing. So we've got one more split pan to go. Let me grab that one and we will be done with swatches. Last 2. Like liquid metal. This is just insane. Oh, I cannot with these, you guys. I cannot. Oh my gosh. This for me is everything with makeup. This just brings the excitement back. I seriously could sit and stare at this all day. And I feel like I said that about the Patrick Ta quad that was in his holiday palette. But wow, these, I mean, how does she come up with this? Anyways, okay, that does it for swatches. Now it's time for the demo. It's time to put this on my eyes. I'm so excited. Okay, so we're gonna go into the demo together so that you can see how these work for me, how I apply them. I will tell you, they get to where they're difficult to take off. Anyways, so we're gonna talk through this during the demo. You're gonna see honestly how easy these are to apply and how you really only need one shade. We're gonna use 2 or 3 actually, but you really just need 1. And so let's get this look on together and then we'll talk final thoughts after that. Okay, everyone, so we're gonna throw this on the eyes. I think there's just a couple of shades we're gonna use. These types of shades, you don't wanna use too many or else it just doesn't look good. It takes from the beauty of the palette and the actual shades and the power potency of the shades, if you will. So what I'm gonna do, because this palette has no mattes, is I'm gonna throw something real quick in my crease area so that let's see, trying to like get situated here, so that we already have that down. All right, here's what we've got working with. Wow, this is a lot. This makes me so happy. So obviously there's a lot I wish I could show you that I could demo, and that's just, like I said, you use too many, it detracts, it just doesn't look good. And so what I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna go in with this one all over the lid. These are these split pan shades. I'm going to go in with Fierce, which you can tell, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell. It is a, like, see how it looks brown in one light and then it looks copper in the other. And then I'm going to go in with Radiant on the center of the lid. I think that's going to look really nice. Okay. I always use my finger for these. This type of formula always ends up feeling thick, which I love because, oh my gosh, these Lightwork palettes never disappoint. I mean, they're spot on every single time. Anyways, so I do use my finger and then you, like her instructions say, press and play. So literally, oh my word. Like literally, I'm not even turning my head and I can already see the multi-dimension happening. There's green, there's like orange, there's red, there's brown. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to, got a little bit carried away there. Didn't mean to hit the camera. Oh, wow. This is absolutely incredible. And it reminds me of the excitement that I got in using last year's palette, because last year's palette was very much like this as well. There were shades that just were so multi-dimensional. And I know there are a lot of indie brands that have done this for a long time. I honestly have never taken the plunge with an indie brand. Listen, I love me some Danessa Myrics. Okay. Oh, that looks lovely. Let me throw this on the other eye as well. Now I'm trying not to dig in here too heavy, which it's not difficult to just lightly go over. You get a lot of product, but trying not to dig to start abusing the palette, making it look all used and abused. Oh my, these are just, do you see what I mean? Where you really only need one shade, because honestly, I'm starting to get the fallout, just FYI. Do you see, like, it's using several is just a little much. I may need a brush. I'm gonna have to grab a brush. I feel like my left eye is always harder than my right eye to get into the little nooks and crannies. So hang on. Okay, I got a Jaclyn Hill eye brush. This is the JH41, just so that I can take this to the end of the lid and then the inner portion as well, where my finger is struggling to get into. The left eye is always harder for me. I don't know why. So I will say it is easier to get in there with a finger. I feel like you dig in there less, as with most times with these types of shades. Just the finger is best. Again, I kind of have no choice because I can't seem to get, you know, good placement with my finger on my left eye. So, but finger, if you can just only use your finger, that is ideal. This is stunning. I'm floored right now. Do you see like the multi-dimension going on right now? I am, why can't makeup be this good all the time? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty incredible. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to make a mistake by putting a little bit in the center with a different shade, but we're gonna try it anyway. So the shade Radiant right here, I just kind of want to take the littlest bit. This is like high wattage, and I can already tell you the shift in this is like a green. Okay, so we're just gonna like lighten it up here in the center, just the tiniest bit. That lightened it up a lot. Wow, okay. Seriously, again, you don't need to layer these. You don't need to combine these. They do so well on their own, but I do tend to like to add a little pop in the center. And this allows me to kind of show you a couple of different shades, but you do not need to do this. This is what I say with this palette being like a one and done kind of situation, which makes it very, very nice. All right, the last thing I'm gonna do, I am gonna go in with one more shade just on my inner corner. Let me just wipe this brush down, make sure I don't. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go in with the shade Centered, which is this one right here. I don't know what's about to happen because I don't know what the duochrome is on this. So this might be a mistake again, but see, and I'm having trouble getting some of this onto the brush. So I'm just gonna use my finger. Yeah, see, look, it's just so much easier. That's beautiful. So that, wow. It's so weird to me because it's like a champagne type of color or shade, but it almost, like when I turn, I almost see like a strong silver shift, which doesn't make any sense to me. Because on my finger, it does look like kind of like a orangey type of shift. This is stunning. I mean, listen, does eyeshadow get any better than this? I don't think it does. This is, for me, what makeup dreams are made of. This is like a Michelle palette through and through. This is why I look forward to her Lightwork palettes. Ever since I bought the first one, I hoped that she'd come out with another, and she did. And this year I was like, I'm waiting. And she delivered. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna put on liner and lashes. I don't think I'm gonna go in with anything on the lower lid. I might just do some, I might throw some, just a matte shade on the lower lid just because this is so dramatic. I feel like it does need something to tie it all together. So let me do that off camera, and then we will come back and talk final thoughts. I mean, I think it's obvious. Alrighty, my friends, so done. We've got liner on, we've got lashes. I went ahead and did full on lower lash line. The look called for it. So you can tell, like, there is a lot happening here. Just, I mean, stunning. So let's talk real quick through these. Now, I do have to say, today is the first day I have used this palette. So this is not like I've been using this palette for a few days now. I've done several looks. I've used every single finish, every single shade, and it's bomb diggity. But I will tell you, based on first use and the fact that I am blown away once again, I love it so much. Usually that's a good indicator for me of whether I'm going to love something or not. I have found historically that if I am just absolutely floored the first time, more often than not, I'm gonna love it from here on out. It's been very rare the case where I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't love it as much as I did. Also going on last year and the years before that I also absolutely love. I had very high expectations for this, and so far it has not disappointed. So historically, these palettes are very reliable, and for me, I love them, and this one is no exception. So I love I like that she went different with the packaging. You remember last year's, do I have it here? Yes, I do. It was purple. Do you remember? So the fact that she kind of changed it up, she did like some marble theming. I thought that was kind of nice. I love that she went different this year. So let me just, I'm going to open this bad boy up from last year so that you can see the difference, because those split pans are definitely different from, you know, previous years. So for example, this was last year's. Her middle shades were a combination of those infinite chrome flakes that I love so much. And then these outer ones, you use water to activate. So definitely this row being different than the rest. And this year, she kind of followed along suit. So definitely, again, the packaging being different, I love. And I love that she changed it up again and did something different for the different middle row. In this case, she did split pan, so we get even more shades than before, and just so many different finishes. So again, not having tried all of the different finishes, I mean, there may be something there that I say, you know what, I don't love that as much. But again, already telling you based on the quality of what I use today, incredible. I love that they feel thick to the touch, because usually for at least this brand, it means packing a punch. And so that, you know, that's right up my alley. Also, as you saw in the demo, using a finger is best. Not only for these, but these types of shades, I find that a brush just really doesn't give me what I'm looking for. Sometimes I have no choice, like I did, you know, in having to cover the outer portion of my lid and then the inner corner there with my left eye. I've been struggling lately with being able to get there and not getting it all over my face. It's so weird. So there's some times where you just have to use a brush. You may just totally be opposed to using your finger and you want to use a brush. I don't think you will get the same payoff as using a finger. I mean, it is quick and easy with a finger. And lastly, as I told you, these are very much a one and done, at least for me. Both palettes past years, same thing. The times I have tried to do like a more complicated, you know, more intense look using more shades, it just did not work and I didn't like the outcome. I love these palettes and these shades for just the one and done aspect that I can take one, swipe, or not swipe it, but you know, press and play and just go. And it looks so good. I took the purple one with me to Disney World. And I'm going to tell you, and I'll try to remember to throw up the picture here, but I used, let's see, what shade did I use? I think I used, if I remember correctly, I used this one right here. And oh my goodness, so many people were like, your eyeshadow looks so good. So it, you know, they're a one and done situation, but they catch attention because people are like, wow, what's on your eyes? This is kind of unusual. So again, if you are beginner, I don't know, like I feel like people say this is not beginner friendly. For me, considering it's a one and done, I mean, all you have to do is, you know, get some on your finger, just kind of place it and go. You don't have to worry about combining with other colors, adding, taking, just one and done, that's it. So from that aspect, I kind of do see it as beginner friendly, but I also see the flip side in that this is very potent. These are very pack-a-punch. A little bit goes a long way. And if you don't know what you're doing, yes, it could potentially get all over you're like, what's happening, you know? So I don't know. I mean, I guess I see it both sides. For me, it is an all-around incredible palette. Is it worth $125? I'm going to say, for me it was, and I would pay that again to be able to purchase this palette. Even better if you can catch it during the sale. I didn't know based on the first one, so the first one I bought a couple years ago, it sold out, and so I didn't know if that was going to be the case. I don't think last year's sold out, but I wanted to just go ahead and grab it and, you know, have it in my hand. So I didn't wait for the sale, but even better if you can get this at a discount. Alrighty, my friends. So with that, thanks again for stopping by, for spending some time with me, for talking through this palette that I love so much. This is probably going to be, I don't know, I have a hunch this is going to be my favorite palette. I don't, you know, it kind of, I don't know, it's up there with I love the Patrick Ta one that we just talked about recently, but I don't know, this might be my favorite for the holidays and for holiday in general as far as releases go. But that being said, I do just want to ask that if you enjoyed this video, that you will give it a thumbs up. It helps me out quite a bit. I'm trying to get myself back into that YouTube algorithm, and it's hard to do. It's like swimming upstream right now. So a thumbs up would be so incredibly helpful. If you are new to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing. Do combo of content. So it used to be makeup only, and now it's a little bit more makeup and lifestyle because of travel vlogs and my love for Disney and things like that. So that being said, I hope you enjoyed and you would consider subscribing, being a part of this YouTube family. I'd love to be able to see you again here on this channel. And lastly, but certainly not least, I just want to leave you with the thought that Jesus loves you so very much in a very chaotic world. It's nice to have something you can count on, and He is the only person, the only thing you can count on in this world. Everything else will betray you. Everything else is falling apart around us. It's not even confined to our country, it's confined to the world. And so, or it's not confined, it's around the world. But at the end of the day, there's no reason to be afraid. I know it causes a lot of anxiety. I will tell you, it even frazzles me quite a bit. Because, you know, growing up, you're not used to all of this, and there's a lot happening, and it takes your attention. It's a lot of noise, but at the end of the day, you can truly find peace, and that is in Jesus, and He is the most amazing thing. I would not trade Him for anything in the world. So just wanted to share that with you, not to shove it down your throat, not to force Him on you or anything. He's a perfect gentleman, and He won't come into your life, into your heart, unless He is asked. But it is my prayer that you do come to know Him, that He would make Himself very, very real to you, that you would begin to feel a peace that passes all understanding, regardless of what's happening around you. So thank you again for stopping by. I will see you in the next video. Stay safe and stay well, my friends. I love each and every one of you, but Jesus loves you so much more. Bye.